Welcome back to North Coast Garage. On this episode, we got a 2007 Dodge Nitro. And yeah, we're going to be doing front pads and rotors and calipers and possibly an alternator. Yeah, Dodge. I already have problems. The lug nut's stuck in the socket. I thought it was just Fords that had that problem, but Chrysler's junk too. To get this damn nut out of here. There we go. Just hammer it on concrete. It comes out. See, this gets moisture in there and it bulges, and yeah. Ford and Chrysler lug nuts, absolute garbage. Now, it's not quite below freezing today, but it's pretty cold, so I'm going to try the airline. I already loosened them with the breaker bar. I wish I could have worked on it yesterday when it was nice and warm, but it was pouring rain. It literally poured rain all day. So I've got to get this thing done, and there's only, I think it's supposed to rain again tomorrow or snow. So. There we go. So shitty Craftsman impact works when the lug nuts aren't 180,000 foot-pounds tight. Yeah, looks like just like the Ford, we're gonna have trouble getting the tires off. Well, that one actually was easy. There. Alright, so we got some seized calipers. I can't even turn this. So she wants to change the calipers, the pads, and the rotors. So I'm gonna spray the bolts with some Go Loose juice, just to make my life 5% easier, hopefully. Of course, this is the biggest, cheapest can I could get at the farm store. I think these bolts there come off. Yeah. There we go. Spray the other side. Oh yeah, this thing is not just rusty, it's filthy dirty. So glad I'm working in a nice warm shop with all the proper tools at my disposal. That seems to be, I don't know if that's all dirt. It's all mud. Whoa. Getting too old for this. Kneeling down stuff. Okay. I gotta figure out the sizes here. I think it's a 13 for these. Someone told me that it's exactly the same setup as a Dodge Caravan. I'm not sure if it is or not. This is a 4-wheel drive Nitro. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but okay, let me try to get some sockets and stuff ready. Alright, so these are 13 millimeters for the caliper bolts. Yeah, and they're extremely tight. Try to double wrench it. break them free. Oh, there we go. This thing is just a real hot pile of garbage. What size is that? It's got the same thing as the Ford where this spins here. That F-150 I did last week or 2 weeks ago. At least I turned the wheel this time to make my life easier, eh? There we go. So that's, okay, that one's seized. This one moves. This one down here is seized, so. This thing just looks like it's gonna come right off, eh? Not a chance. All you guys that live in the southern states that don't have to deal with this rust. You got no idea, man. What a hot pile of crap. Does it spin now? Somewhat. Now, before I damage these brake pads, I'm going to make sure that the customer actually brought the correct ones. I'll just put them there for now. I'm just going to grab them and see. These look exactly the same. So I think we're good to go. I already checked the part number for the rotors. They look like they're gonna work. Yeah, 21 mil. Caliper bracket. Wow, that one was loose. I was expecting a huge fight with this. Let me get a different socket here because I can use this thing. I don't have a proper impact. Like, this is like a bit driver, but I just have an adapter on it. And I mean, this thing has taken a beating. I've had this thing for since 2014, 2015, or no, 2011. When I started working in the body shop, I got this in 2011, and I've, you know, it's been around for 15 years, and it does pretty well for just being the bit driver. I mean, this locking mechanism, it doesn't work anymore. It's broken, but so what did I say? The bottom one was seized. Oh, yeah, it's definitely seized in there. I'll have to work that out. I gotta get this ABS sensor wire off here, and then the brake line. I'm gonna have to spray that too. Spray this with some more Go Loose juice. Do the calipers come with new bolts, new banjo bolts, and new copper washers? I don't know. I'll let that soak while I get this rotor off. Sorry about the wind, guys. Had a really big rainstorm last night. And it's still windy today because it's getting cold. So. It's actually December 3rd. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. It's warm enough to rain and everything, so at least it's not snowing. I wonder what size. Is that a 15 millimeter for the caliper banjo bolt? It's so rusty. Maybe it's a 16 millimeter. So the new caliper, yeah, the new caliper actually came with the bracket and everything, so I don't have to mess with the seized sliding pins on this. That's good. This here is the bleeder. Okay, I couldn't tell by looking at the box for 2 seconds. I didn't see if it said left or right, but the bleeder goes on the top. Okay, because the air bubbles will rise up, so you have to put the bleeder facing upwards. So this here will be the passenger side, because it has to sit like this, and this is where the bleeder's on the bottom. So this is the passenger side caliper. So you can see here with the other one, when it sits in there, the bleeder screw is facing up. So that's the correct one for this side. And it does come with the new banjo bolt and copper washers. So yeah, I gotta get that wiring off of there first, and then I'll spray this down one more time because that looks really nasty. Okay, I believe it's 16 millimeter. Yeah, it is. I'll let that soak as long as I can, and then I'll try to get this wiring off of here. It's just the ABS sensor, and it's got these little plastic clips here. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. They just pry open. I put the tripod down, but it's broken, and you know, I can't. So I just got to get my pick in here and separate the two, like so. There we go. That's that ABS wire that I'll have to click back on there. And just like that, a leaking brake fluid. Oh yeah, oh, here we go. This is really, you know, when you're by yourself trying to record stuff with substandard equipment, like a broken, cheapest Amazon tripod that you could buy. Now it's broken. So, and then it's windy out and everything's blowing around, and trying to get this loose. There's the old caliper. I do have some brake fluid in the shelf, so if it drips a little, I'll be okay. But I had to bleed them anyway, so. So I'm gonna take the old banjo bolt out. This one here doesn't look like it has any washers on it, unless they're on the hose itself. I don't see anything. Oh, where's my pick? Looks like it's right. Oh, there it goes. So I think there was two on there, or one on each side. There's one on each side. Just like so. It's a different size. This banjo bolt's a different size. just putting this on there right now until I get this brake line on. I believe it looks like a 12 millimeter. Make it my, all that brake fluid dripping on the driveway, that's fine for it. It likes that. Is it a 10 millimeter? 12 millimeter? What is it? It is a 12, because that's a 10. It's not 12. Is that an 11 millimeter? What the hell? It's an 11 millimeter. Wow, that's an odd size. I don't even have it in a ratcheting wrench. Okay. Oh, even these are different size. These are bigger than a 13. I gotta change all my tools out. Everything's a different size with a different part. Okay. I think that's either that's too big to be a 13, and this is a 15. So it's a 14 mil. Yeah. 13. These are AC Delco parts. So they must use different parts than Chrysler. Is this still a 15 mil? Yeah. Get a rotor out. Ugh. Wow. This one doesn't have any oil on it either. That's 2 cars in a row now. Are they not putting oil on the rotors anymore? I don't... Okay. Usually they put a little coating of oil on them when they're brand new so they don't flash rust. Maybe they're coated and they don't need that? I don't know. Okay. Turns out I don't have any brake cleaner left, so it's a good thing there's no oil on these. Completely forgot to go get more brake cleaner, but luckily these don't have any oil on them. Torqued. Torqued. Okay, hold on, I gotta get the pads. I think these rotors might be coated. Maybe that's why they don't have oil on them. Because the oil is just for making sure they don't rust. So this here is the feeler. So it'll squeal when it hits, when you get low on pad. It'll start squealing, right? It can't go in the front side, so it has to go in the back. Well, as always, I like to put a little bit of grease on here, even though this is all brand new, including the caliper and everything. But wherever the parts move a little bit, I always put a little bit of brake grease on the ends and then a little bit on here. like so. And I think it's starting to rain, or spit, or actually maybe snow, who knows. Maybe a mix of rain and snow together. Very, very lightly right now. I would like to get this thing done before New Year's Eve tomorrow, so I might have to work on it a little bit tomorrow, depending on how easy the other side goes. Now, it had the brand new bolts that I put somewhere. Of course I can't find, oh there they are, good. Look how much better this looks without that rusty crap on there. Did I say these were 14? Torque to spec. There we go. Done. Now I gotta do the other side, and we'll bleed the brakes later when I have assistance. Okay, so I looked back at the video because I didn't think the brake hose was on properly, and it wasn't. I had to re-bend it to go around the back side. So it's on there now. It's good now. And I put this plastic clip back on for the ABS sensor. So now everything is back to where it should be. I got to bleed the brakes later, but yeah, that was the wrong way when I first did it. I checked it right away. So the good thing about recording stuff is you have video proof, and you can rewind it and look at how it was before you started screwing with it, you know. So let's go do the other side now. All right, time to go do the other side here. Turn the wheel to help you out. Should it turn that easily with no key in the car? Anyway. Now I have sprayed these earlier. I think this is still too tight for this, like the other side was. Yeah. Always double check. Double wrench it. Everything's backwards now, so my brain is trying to compensate from what I just did. There we go. So for those who don't know what double wrenching is, you take the wrench that you're working on, right, for the bolt, put it on the, if you can, closed end one, and then you do this, okay? And then you can get, depending on which way you're doing it, tightening or loosening. Most of the time you're just using this for loosening, right? But you, it gives you more leverage, right? Because it makes the wrench longer. So that's what I mean when I say double wrench. Get the brake line. Now this is different too. This one doesn't come with the banjo bolt. AC Delco remanufactured parts. The other side had a new banjo bolt. This side doesn't. Just has the washers. Okay. Interesting. And if you think AC Delco is any better than the Chinese-made shit, They're also all made in China now, basically, as far as I know. So I think you're gonna spend more for an AC Delco part and get better quality. It's all the same crap. All made in China. Oh. This was a 16 then. There's the old banjo bolt. Caliper. Dripping brake. Yep, already dripping brake fluid. So at least it came with the new washers. So now what do I need? I think are those 13? Oh my gosh! The other side was 14. These ones on the other side, on the new caliper, they were 14. This one's size is back to 13 now. Wow. Okay. Whoever works on this next is going to be very confused. But chances are, this is a 2007 Dodge Nitro, so this is probably the very last time it's going to have brakes put on it. So. Hang that up there while I get the brake pads on. Oh, okay. So the other side also, the other caliper on the other side that I just did also had new clips in the caliper, and this one doesn't. So this is really strange. Okay, I'll have to. It did come with new clips in the car, so I'll have to grab them for this side. Alright, got the new clips in. They actually were in the box with the caliper. They weren't put on like the other one was. I think before I bleed the brakes, I think I'm just going to go inside and have a coffee and warm up. And I'm going to need help to bleed the brakes, so... There we go. Got a little bracket of this pin that these they slide into here. It's a little bent on this one. There we go. I hope the other side's not like that. It's gonna be more difficult. It's on the other side. A little bit of brake grease. These ones don't spin. And that is how you change calipers, pads, and rotors on a Dodge Nitro. So yeah, I'm gonna go inside and warm up, have a coffee, and I'll come back out and bleed the brakes. So yeah, that's it. I'll message the woman and see if she actually wants me to change the alternator. But I think the battery's dead. So I'm gonna put the charger on it for a little bit, and we'll see you guys in a bit later. All right, guys, I bled the brakes. Feels good. Topped up the brake fluid as well. Battery's charging. Battery's completely dead, so I don't know. She has a used alternator in the back seat to put on it. So I don't know if she still wants me to do that. I have to get in touch with her. And there's the used alternator. It spins. This thing's a pile of crap. we'll get the other tire on. I can't really test drive it, which I want to test drive it for put new brakes on it, but I can't do that right now because the battery's dead. So, all right, we'll check back in with you later, I guess. All right, guys, that does it for this episode. The alternator that she had brought, that was in the back of the car, where the electrical connection plugs in, it's actually broken, and I'm not going to be able to do that today. So but the brakes are done, and hopefully she comes to pick it up either today or tomorrow. But yeah, I'm done now for the day. Battery's charging still. I don't know how she drove it here. She says the alternator is putting out too much voltage for the battery, but the battery is completely dead. And it wouldn't have driven here if the alternator wasn't working. But if it's putting out too much, I don't understand it. I'm just going by what she said. So, anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a happy New Year. Bye bye.